Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Better Together podcast. I'm Mike Baker. We have an exciting conversation for you today. We're talking with Vicki Nelson with Companions Animal Center. Look, when is it not awesome to have a conversation about dogs and cats and the connection that they have to our souls? It's going to be a great episode. Be sure to follow those guys, connect with their work, and learn more about what they're doing. They have a great event coming up in July called Wolfstock. It's going to be beautiful. Go check it out. Here's Vicki. Well, hello, Vicki. Thank you for being here on the podcast today. Better Together is really the slogan for this podcast, and we are so excited to have you here today. And we get to talk about something fun today. We get to talk about animals and life and the connection that really comes when we have those furry friends in our lives. So
absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having us. I'm always excited to talk to people about our organization.
You guys.
So fire away.
Thank you. Yeah, you guys do such a great job. Before we get into it, let's talk a little bit about how you got to where you are today in your role. Talk a little bit about your path to becoming the development director there.
Oh
with
gosh,
Companions.
I'd rather talk about Companions Animal Center than
We'll
me.
get into it.
Yeah. I've been with Companions now for 13 years, long time, and my past life was in advertising and marketing. And it was something that they needed, that they were looking for. My passion for animals, always having animals, just kind of blended the two together, and it was a perfect match for me. So it's been working out very well. It's a great place. It really is. It's exciting to see what has happened over that period of time, and just to kind of know you've been a part of it and helped make it happen.
That's great. Right? What they say, if you love your work, it's just not work at all. You got
That's
this.
Right.
Well, let's just get right into it. Talk to us about how Companions got to where they are today. It's definitely a story for our community, and just like us. I mean, we've been around here 40 years, trying our very best to take care of people. You guys have been doing great work for a long time.
Yeah, we have. We have been around for 46 years. So back in the 70s, there was a group of people in town that saw a need for an animal shelter and started raising funds to build a facility. They rented a piece of property from the Coeur d'Alene Airport and built a small building there. And over the years, just kind of kept adding on to it because the need kept growing and growing and growing, and the number of animals that needed help just kept getting bigger and bigger. And we were there up until 3 years ago. We were able to raise enough funds to build the new facility that we're in now. And at that time, we changed our name to Companions Animal Center. And everybody says, why did you change your name? Is it a new organization? No, it's the same organization. But to help people understand who we were, because everybody thought we were Kootenai County Humane Society. So they thought their tax dollars were paying for our services. And they don't. We are 100% funded through the services that we offer and through donations. So no tax dollars, no government funding, no other animal-related organizations. So that Humane Society part also fell off because people thought we were a Humane Society of, whatever. One of the stories I like to tell because it really brings the point home. I had a second grade teacher a few years ago when we were in the old facility, and she was so excited because her class did a penny drive, and they raised $72 in pennies. And she's like, I didn't want to bring you all these pennies, so I took it to one of those machines, and I put it in the machines, and I pressed the button for it to go to New York to your New York office.
Oh,
and I went,
oh shoot,
yeah. So the Humane Society of the United States got her $72. And I told her, I said, that's great. I said, tell the kids their change went to help animals, whether it's here, whether it's someplace else. So when we moved, we thought it was a good time to change the name to Companions Animal Center. And I think center helps bring the point home that we offer more than just adoptions, because we have a lot of services that we offer to the community. So that was the whole point of changing the name.
I love it. Yeah. I mean, and it is a great name. And there's a lot that goes into, branding and changing your name and tying it in. I agree with you. There is something about center. We have our Center for Healthy Living,
Right.
and I mean, we're trying to bring people together and have them
Yeah.
think about, for us, healthcare. For you guys taking care of animals,
Sure.
think about it differently than, your new building is so beautiful.
It is.
And that's not necessarily what people think of when they think of, oh, I'm going to the shelter.
Right.
And the services that you offer are incredible. Our dogs are Companions Animal Center fans.
Good.
We go there for our vaccines and stuff, and it's incredible. Let's talk about the services that you guys offer. And
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. You mentioned the look of the building. One of the things that we heard a lot when we were in the old facility was, "I can't come out there. It looks so awful. They look like they're in prison." And this, and it was. I mean, it was an old building. But I always told people, I said, the animals are well taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
They had air conditioning in the summer and heat in the winter, and they had their food and their walks and their, everything. But for them to see them in that type of environment was disturbing for some people. So we have seen an increase of people coming to the new facility because of the way it looks.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Right.
I mean, whatever we can do to get people to come in to adopt, because that's the main goal, is to get these animals home. So that really made a big difference. So services that we offer for the community, if you have an animal that needs to be spayed or neutered, or vaccinated or microchipped, you can set up an appointment with us. It's real easy to do. They just go to our website and you can pick the date and time and everything that works for you, and you give them all your information online. You pay for it all online. You show up and it's done. And it works out. It works out very well for a lot of people. We do have some other programs that we offer for free to the community. We have a pet food bank. That's the only program that we have that you need to qualify for. So low-income families can come out once a month, and they can get food for their pets. So if the cost of food is preventing them from keeping their pets in their home, we're hoping that this program will help them do so. It's a limited time, it's just to help them through a rough spot, but we have seen that grow quite a bit, especially in recent years. A lot of people coming in for that. The other program that we have is called Safe Haven for Pets. And if somebody finds themselves in a domestic violence situation and they have to be removed from their home, sometimes they can't take their animals with them. And they're afraid to leave them for fear that their abuser could abuse the animal.
Right.
So lots of times these people stay in that abusive situation. So in that case, whatever police department or whatever is involved in it, they call us and they say, hey, we've got this dog, we've got this cat, we've got whatever. Then we take them, we care for them, and then when they find a permanent place to be, then they get their animal back. So
that's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, these animals become just part of our family, and I mean,
Absolutely.
you can see that connection. You think about the purpose behind the work that we do, and sometimes people are just like, Mike, it's just a doctor's visit.
Yeah.
It's so much more than a doctor's visit. I mean, there's something behind all of this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk about that connection that your staff feel to the work, because the people that work there are so amazing. Just kind, friendly. I mean, how could you not when you're surrounded by amazing animals all day long?
Right.
But you have a great team over there.
Yeah, thank you. Well, they always say there's always a health benefit to have animals around, and it's one of the hormones that are released, the love hormone and the stress hormone, and that the animals help raise the loved one and lower the stress one. It's interesting because when I walk into the building in the morning, I'm hearing dogs. Which is great. They're in there barking and playing or whatever, or if I'm in the parking lot, they're out, running in the runs, having fun. Even just the sound, of having the animals around is amazing. And if you don't love animals, I would assume you wouldn't even bother to come to apply to work there or to volunteer there. It's tough work. If you have one animal at home, think about caring for 100. And when you walk in the morning, it's a little smelly, from the night, but they get in there and all the animals get out and everything is cleaned up, and they come back in and everybody's just always hugging on them, always worried about them, always wanting to make sure that what they are experiencing there is the best thing that they can have. even down to training. I mean, we train the dogs. Every week they go into a training class. We train the staff and we train the volunteers as well that walk the dogs. So they're kind of all on the same page, so the dogs aren't getting different signals from different people. And it has really helped out quite a bit. We just recently started that like full-time every week. And
That's great.
it really has helped adoptions rate for that. But it's a tough environment to be in sometimes, as you can quite imagine. I mean, anybody that works with animals or with children, or there's always the bad side of it.
Right.
And you see that, unfortunately, almost every day. And I always get emotional about telling stories, so I'm not going to tell you many.
Yeah. No, I mean it's
powerful. I mean you see the bad side of our community, and these are our community. I mean, these are people that live here. Could be your neighbor or whatever, that are abusing animals or neglecting them, and fortunately they make it to us. And then we take care of them, get them back to health, and get them into a loving home. So, again, people come in and they say, I can't stand the thought of these animals being here. And I look at them and I say, they're better up here than where they came from.
Right.
These animals that are here aren't coming from a loving home with a loving family. These are animals that aren't wanted anymore, that might be injured, that might have some medical issues that the families can't take care of. There's a lot of reasons why they're there, and it's a good thing that they're there.
Yeah.
Because they will be taken care of, and then they will find another home.
Yeah, and you could just always see it in their eyes. I don't know, but
Yeah.
when my dogs come home, I come home and they're sitting there with me. I mean, they're just
They look at you,
they look at you and they're just reading your soul, and
Absolutely.
it is such a beautiful thing. And when people are mistreating animals and not treating them right, I mean, it's like says something about the animals too. I mean, there's just still this unconditional love, that all they want to do is please you and be there and be happy. And it's hard, it's devastating. It's heartbreaking when you hear these stories about it.
Yeah.
The other side of it is the rescue. I mean,
Right.
Tell us a story about some rescue that ties in. I was hoping maybe that was easier, but I mean that's the side of it, right? You see all the darkness, all the suffering, and then you hear of, again, an animal being rescued, but most of the time that animal ends up rescuing the next person in their life.
Absolutely.
But,
It's very interesting to see animals that have been abused, and they come in and they're as sweet as can be. And they just want to be with you. They just want to be. They lean up against you. They'll play with you, and you read about where they came from, and you hear the stories from the people that bring them in. I can't imagine. I can't imagine how they can still have that compassion for a human being after being treated that way. But we get those all the time, all the time. I mean, there's one dog that's there now, after her 5th litter, living in an unheated garage for 5 years. It's just as friendly as can be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, how does that happen? I don't know. So we can learn a lot from animals, I think.
We can. And I think, that tie to mental health is such a big deal when you think about just, again, that relationship. We're kind of in this isolation epidemic where people are feeling lonely.
Yep.
There is just something about, look, I'm actually not alone because I've got my dogs with me here.
That's right.
And I have seen, our dogs through the years be there for my kids when they needed them most.
Yeah.
It was interesting, and they were having challenges. I mean, the dogs just, they just read them. And I know cats do it too. We had dogs, but I mean, there's something about that connection to your soul with the animals that truly saves lives.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
It's emotional to think through just even the times where my kids have come back and said, hey, Potter was our first dog, and they just talked about how he would just come and lay with them on nights that they were having a tough time.
Yeah.
They
know.
Yeah.
The animals know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We have had a couple of ladies, as a matter of fact. One lady had always had a dog, and she developed cancer and couldn't really get up out of bed, and the dog that they had was a little a little younger, a little more rambunctious than what she could deal with. So we would take, a smaller dog over to her periodically, and she would just, lay in bed with it and just sit there and pet it, and the dog just was, loving it. Same thing with they taking dogs into hospitals, that type of thing. And then there's this other lady who's in a nursing facility, and she's always had dogs, can't have dogs there. So the family called and said, hey, can you? And I said, absolutely, So I grab a couple of dogs that we know aren't too rambunctious, that'll actually sit there and pay attention to somebody. And she loved it. And so did everybody else around. I mean, everybody wanted to pet the dogs. So it is healing. It is healing to have a dog. A lot of people come in after losing their spouse. It's lonely. Their kids aren't home anymore. And they'll adopt an animal just to have something around, somebody to talk to. I mean, you talk to your dogs, right?
I do, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fascinating how they just know what we're talking about.
They give you the right answer every time, right? Yeah.
It's fascinating, yeah. And I think it's, again, it's just such a great example of that unconditional love.
Sure.
I mean, I know they want me to feed them, right?
Right.
But they just look at you and like, let's hang out. And my dog Gus, he talks to you when he comes home. Like, it's like he's telling you everything that happened in his day.
Sure.
And it's hilarious. And some days it's annoying. I'm like, dude, that's way too much. You had way too much information to share today. But it's the cutest thing. It's just like, hello, how are you? And Odin did this and Henry did that.
Yeah.
But they're just like, here's what happened. And somebody mentioned the other day, when we think about dog years and how fast time, seems to run for dogs versus us.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, I was gone for a couple hours, but I mean, that's probably a whole lot longer for them. And
that's right.
They don't always have the context of when we're coming back, like when we have to go on when we're going on vacation and take them somewhere, it's just so disruptive. For them to kind of be out of the space.
It's a shame animals only live the length of time that they do. And a lot of people that come in, they shy away from adopting the older animals because they don't want to go through that pain of losing them. I get it.
It's real. Yeah.
It is real. Yeah. But then there are the people that come in, thank goodness, and say, hey, I want to give this animal the best last 3 days of their life or 3 years of their life or whatever it may be. And they're there for them. And they take care of them until they pass, which is wonderful. So
it is. I mean, it's just, I don't know. That's that best side of humanity, right? When you just want to take care of somebody and have them in there. Yeah.
We had a lady come in. We had a 14-year-old cat. Had some medical issues, sweet as can be. Was with us for over a year, which is very unusual. And she came in and she said, this is my cat. I'm going to take him home. So she did. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
When we're thinking about building community, lots of people try to make those connections with shelters, with healthcare, food banks, all those different elements.
Sure.
What are the things that you guys are doing to really reach out and connect with the community? You've had some fun things that you've done. I've seen you guys down Art Walk and lots of different elements.
Yeah.
But talk about how you're building those connections in the community.
Absolutely. For many years, we have been able to take animals out into the community. So we would call people and say, hey, you've got this event going on. Can we show up and set up a tent and bring some animals and hopefully, bring in some more people and have something for them to do? And over time, they're calling us. So we're someplace pretty much, especially in the summertime, every weekend. Tomorrow we're down at Tap House.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, down on Sherman and First or Second, whatever that corner is.
Yeah.
And we're able to set up outside because they have a patio outside, and we're taking kittens and we're taking dogs. And they're also donating some funds back to us for every, oh gosh, I'm going to get this wrong. Maybe it's every beer that they sell or something. There's $1, something like that. So we're able to earn some funds that way.
That's great.
Yeah, but we are everywhere in the community. Since we've been in the new location, it's been a big help because first of all, we have a community room. Yeah. Which people can rent.
Yeah, it's a great space.
We've got a graduation party going in there tomorrow. We had a bridal shower in there last week. We had a convention for the dental association. All different types of things. That has brought people into us that may have not been there before. And if the shelter part is open, they can go visit the animals as well. Yeah. So they learn that way of what's going on. We're sitting on a 10-acre parcel, believe it or not. First time we've ever owned land. When we started looking at building this new facility, we had one lady in the community. She came to us and she said, I want to buy a piece of property for you.
That's so cool.
And she wrote us a check for $400,000. And we found a piece of property for $435,000. And we bought it. So we've got all this land in the back to do something with. So we always do, as a lot of nonprofits do, is a dinner auction. So we've held our dinner auction there. It's called Tales of Twilight or Tales of Daylight, depending upon the time of day. We've held it there twice already, and it works out. It works out real well. We are doing. I'm glad you asked because I brought something. Where did I put it? Right here. It's called...
I love this one.
It's called Wolfstock. It's a music festival.
Yeah.
And we have... It's from 12 to 6. So we have a different band playing all afternoon, and it's on the back 40, as we call it, the back 10. So we have... it's open to the public for free. If you guys want to come, set up a booth, there's no charge. Food trucks can come, no percentages. It's a free event for all the community to attend or all the community to come and sell their wares, talk about their nonprofits, promote their small business, promote their large business, whatever, and then they'll all be set up in that area. We're holding it on July the 3rd, which is a holiday because the 4th falls on a Saturday. It's also Idaho's birthday, in case anybody wants to know that.
That's right.
So we're kind of doing some fun 250 type things to go along with the nation's birthday. So we'll do a hula hoop contest for whoever 250 seconds on a hula hoop. We'll give people 250 seconds on the mic. So if they want to come up and sing or say a speech or whatever. We've got sidewalk chalk because we have a 1/4-mile dog walking path that goes around the back. So it doesn't just have to be kids. Adults can do it as well. We're looking for people to do 250 different drawings or sayings or something, to go all around. So, different fun things like that that'll happen on that day. But we want this to be an annual event specifically to gather the community, for the community. It's not a fundraiser for us. Matter of fact, it's costing us a little bit, but not a lot. We're trying to get some sponsors, which is great. Yeah. But yeah, it's for the community. It's not to promote the animals. It's not to promote what we do. It's to promote everybody together. And we're hoping that a lot of people show up and have a good time and listen to some really good, interesting music, different variations throughout the day. So, yeah, and then the connections that we make every day with people and animals. Yep. I mean, what's better than that?
I say that's what it's all about. I love the concept. When you're telling me about it the other night. Yeah. I mean, again, I think as nonprofits, a big part of what we're trying to do. Yes, we have our service, like we're healthcare, but with Center for Healthy Living, the different events we do, it's just all about bringing people together. Yeah. I mean, we did our Muddy Miles at the fairgrounds, and it was sort of a fundraiser, but I mean, it was so much work. Sure. But watching the kids just flop around in the mud and get dirty and have that, that's building community and the memories that people make at these things. It really does make a connection back to your organization. Sure. And so you have, music and food and animals and people together, all just celebrating it. And that's how you build community. And it's wonderful that you guys are doing that. Yeah.
It's very interesting. If people really ever looked at the nonprofits in our area, there are hundreds.
There's a few.
Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. And a lot of them are very small. A lot of them have a very small budget, so it's difficult for them to get the word out lots of times. And I know when nonprofits get together for their meetings and that sort of thing, and somebody starts talking about what they do, I'm going, wow, I didn't even know that. And there's a lot out there that offers the community help. And there's got to be a way to collaborate more, so everybody knows what is available. Yep. Everybody knows what they can do to help. So yeah, we're trying it with Wolfstock. So
I love it. I think it's great. Well, I mean, again, that's a big part of the reason we do the podcast. We truly do believe we're better together, and bringing people on and tell your stories, talk about how you're serving the community. Yeah. there's a magic that comes with it
Sure.
as we go through it.
Sure.
Well, as we kind of work toward the end here, think about like what does the future look like for you guys? I mean, as you're dreaming, you're thinking about it. You've got space out there. You have Wolfstock.
Yeah.
What's a win look like for you guys in the next couple of years, and how can the community help?
Yeah. Well, I always tell people I want everybody to put every animal shelter out of business.
Yeah.
I want every animal to have a home,
Yep.
so there's not
Right.
a need for us to exist,
Right.
that type of thing. But the best way people can help is to come out and adopt. Help these animals. They need to be in a home. Yes, they're being well taken care of. Yes, they're walked, they're played with. They have everything they need. They have their medical assistance that they need. We do whatever we can, to help them get better if they're ill when they come in. But to get them into the home, that's the biggest goal. And that connection between a human and an animal, be it a dog, a cat. We also have guinea pigs and rabbits and birds and different animals like that, is what it's all about. So yeah, come on out and see what's there and adopt an animal. Second, of course, if you can't adopt, you can always volunteer. We have almost 100 volunteers, and they're out there every single day.
That's so cool.
And they do a variety of different things. So that helps us out tremendously, budget-wise, because there's a lot of work that gets done from the volunteers. And then again, if you can't volunteer and you can't adopt, and you have a few extra bucks in your pocket, please pass them our way.
No, that's wonderful.
Because the cost of medical expenses is one of our biggest, and what we have seen in the past 18 months is, you think gas prices are high. You should look at the prices of vaccines and all that. It's just they've quadrupled, and that's tough.
That's
very tough because the services that we offered that we were talking about before are all listed as low cost, which means it costs us more than what we charge. So we're constantly fundraising and constantly getting funds in to help pay for that, to keep it low so everybody can afford it. So even if you're a billionaire down on the lake or you living in your car even. We have people come in that have animals in their car, and we help them however we can. So yeah.
That's great. I mean, it's got to be so refreshing to wake up every day and just know that you're making a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, and tell the passion that you have for the job. We talked the other night at our gathering, and it's just probably one of the first times I've actually had time to just talk to you. And I seeing your enthusiasm and energy for the animals, the work that you do, I mean, it's contagious, and it makes people want to stay connected to it.
Yeah.
They're lucky to have the animals, are lucky to have your communities, lucky to have you. Thank you for being here today.
Yeah, thank you so
It's been
much.
such a
So
fun
appreciate it.
conversation,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
keep doing great things.
Yeah, anytime.
All right.
Anytime. Give me a call.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Thanks, Mike.